What up, birds? What up, home? What's up with everybody? Let's see if more people come on. How's everybody doing? Live with Jay, number 13 on May 13th. How about that? One. Oh, you know what? I just noticed I messed up. I messed up bad. This is actually live number 113, and I put 13. I'll fix it. Actually, welcome to Live with Jay, number 113, the Sureño Live, the Southern California Live. But nah, I'm at 113th episode, but I accidentally put 13. I'll fix it later. So, what's up with everybody? What's up, Dubad? What's up, Raider Rich? How's everybody doing? How's life in Marin, brother? Yeah, man. I'm just chilling today. Today I don't really have much to talk about. Yeah, I felt lazy the whole day, kind of tired today, but kind of a long weekend. Today was my day off, day to relax. You feel me? So I'm just chilling like a villain. You feel me? What's up, Big Pimpin'? So yeah, I mean, last time I was talking about the last live with Jay, I was talking about the war with Pakistan and India. So I'm like, well, it looks like there's been some kind of ceasefire done for now. I think Trump might have even helped that happen. So, at least two nuclear nations, at least are not going into a further war. So I guess that's good news. You feel me? And then I keep hearing about this rapper named, I think his name's Tory Lanez. I'm not too familiar with him. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with modern rappers, but I guess he got stabbed by somebody. It's like all over the uh, the internet. So if you guys got any more info about that, leave it in the comment. I honestly haven't really paid attention today. I was busy doing some other stuff, but I seen it making its waves. Maybe I'll look into it and talk about it in the next live. But it looks like rapper Tory Lanez, or what's his name? Is that his name? Tory Lanez? Tory Lanez? Left his boyfriend shanked him. Tory Lanez in critical condition. So he got stabbed in the prison, I guess. Mm-mm. I'm kind of weird, bro. I don't really consider myself a Democrat as much anymore. I'm kind of like a liberal that kind of has some conservative values too, a little bit. What's up, y'all? What's up, Cepeda? I'm just on here chilling. Ben Chode Bloody. Ben Chode Bloody. So what's up with everybody? How's everybody doing? Jim Jones? Yeah, it's Tory Lanez. Where's he from? I keep hearing about him. Is he from California? Is he from LA? Where's he from? You guys might know more than me. I honestly don't know who he is, to be honest with you. I've heard his name, but I'm not too familiar with who he is. But yeah, man, today I just don't really have a lot to talk about, to be honest with you. He's from Canada. Like, what's his name? They not like us. They not like us. I can't like the ate his honey bunny. Yeah, I remember the old school smart. What's his name? What's that other rapper from Canada? Uh, Drake. Yeah, that guy. The half Jewish guy. Like Drake. So he's a so why is he locked up in a prison in California then? If he's from Canada, why hasn't he been deported? I'm be real. I don't know too much about the dude, so let me know what's going on. I think today's live with Jay is just more me fucking around talking. He shot Meg the Stallion. Did he? I know I've heard of Meg the Stallion. Meg the Thotty. You guys like Meg the Stallion? You guys get turned on by her? Maggie the Stallion shot her in the foot. I thought he shot her in the ass. I'm just clowning today. Yeah, man, I don't know a lot about the dude. After the Kardashian pool party, was Kanye there? Kanye West, the Nazi. He's a Nazi now, huh? Looks like Kanye West is a Nazi now. He's like in a black Ku Klux Klan outfit. He's making songs about Hitler. God, that guy's a jackass. Big jackass with money. Weirdo. What happened to that dude? I never really used to listen to a lot of his stuff back in the days. So was he crazy back in the days too? I remember him. I think he made a song called Gold Digger, right? Back in the days. Again, I kind of lost track on rap a long time ago, man. I was a big hip hop head, and then I went to almost not even listening to it or just listening to the old school shit I like. Defending the diddler. Who's the diddler? He got crazy after his mom died. Órale. New Guido. Oh yeah, I think I remember when his mom died. Yeah, he's pretty batshit insane. Touched him. Probably watch his sex where he steals with that civil offense. But wasn't Kanye been cat it out since way back, huh? Yeah, man. Don't remember. I don't remember too much about Kanye's music. I remember Gold Digger. I kind of remember somebody. Didn't he make a song called "I Walk with Satan"? The A's won against against what you call it, the Dodgers, right? Kanye gonna end up getting a sex charge. He's gonna get something. Puro A's, Caddy West, J Cat West. Tommy Sotomayor's a failure though, bro. He got banned from every fucking pie from every channel, bro. I think he even got banned from Rumble. He's a weirdo. He was good in his time, but he burnt a lot of bridges through the wire slow jam featuring Twisted, Jamie Foxx. I remember Twisted when he was. That's like when a lot of Chicago rappers were coming around. I remember that era. What was the name of the Twisted song with the girl playing the violin? I thought he got banned on Rumble. Tommy's a loser, bro. He plays the victim mentality way too much, bro. I used to like his stuff, but I don't know. I don't like that on fools. Poodle Slow Jams. Was that the name of the song? I remember the song. I just can't remember what it was called. I remember when that one song came out. Do you wanna ride in the backseat of a caddy? Next one to violin. ¿Cómo estás? I'm good. Che, my pana, que chévere, que chévere, que chévere. Que chévere. Que chévere, mijo. Jay Wanderer. Do you want to ride? You guys used to like that song, "Wanna Be a Baller," "28 Scholar," "Will Get Played." I know that ain't Kanye West. Gonna get laid tonight on the hallway. It'll be a better day for me to get laid, get laid. Ramos on the times can be on the rest. He's banned. Him and that fucking weirdo Sneeko too. They got banned from even Rumble. No, that song Baller. Every time I would hear it, I always got the craving for biscuits and gravy for some weird reason. The NBA Riders. I remember one time this broad told me on the phone, "Oh, I love NB Riders. I love that song. What was it called? Lost in Love." She's like, "I busted a nut to that song." I was like, "What the fuck?" Uh, yeah, Sneako's a dickhead. All of them are, bro. I need to shut it. I'm gonna get in trouble talking shit on this thing. Was sus as mighty suspect. Nah, I didn't. Baby Draco. Mm-mm. Didn't see it. Wanna be a baller. Who wants to come on? I can't be too loud though. So who wants to come in? And I don't have much to talk about today, to be honest with you. I just did this just because I was home and bored. Does anyone, should I do a panel? Let me know in the comments if you want to come in the panel. We could talk about stuff. Alrighty, suspect. Yeah, man. You guys heard that one fool from Sacramento said he's not gonna go on the uh he was shattered. He's always shattered. Oh, Little Kelpie. Whatever happened to Little Kelpie? That one fool from Sacramento, what's his name? He said he's not going to CML. He said he's not going on Adam 22 show because he said it's Adam 12 show because he said that they're the cops. He said he was offered. What about that other dude? So who's this dude I keep hearing about named Joe the Plumber? You guys heard about him? So I guess there's some dude. Uh, is he from? Where is he from? Is he from Stockton or Sacramento? I guess there's some dude named Joe the Plumber. He's a plumber, and I guess he was invited to go on Vlad's show, and Vlad shoot. I guess flew him to what's up, Richie? What's up, 2000? I guess Vlad flew him to New York, and he didn't end up going on the show. He ended up just kicking it. You ever seen the show Point and Shoot? I think I have. I think I have. It sounds familiar, bro. 2014. But yeah, he said he wasn't gonna go on the show because it was no, I'm talking. It's my bad. Joe the plumber, I guess he was supposed to be on Vlad's show and and he ended up not going, even though they flew him to New York to be on the show. Now Vlad is hella pissed. The Joe the plumber. I keep hearing about Joe the plumber, but I don't really know who he is. I heard that he's maybe from Stockton or Sac. You ever seen the channel Point and Shoot? Is that the one from Sacramento, too bad? I don't work for no jumper. He met Lush and one of them already in Merced. Oh, really? No jumper. Man, if you go on there, bro, you're going to be in some shiznit. For reals. I haven't seen the videos. It's a free trip to enjoy the vacation to say, yeah, that's what I heard, basically. It's kind of funny situation. But yeah, I was listening about that. He be clowning on jump. Oh yeah, dude, bad. I think I have. If it's the channel that's from Sacramento, yeah, I think I have seen it. Chris Pan no Joe. Yeah, I seen that video where the where that one fool when he kicked out all the Crips. That was weird. And they weren't even really doing nothing. They seemed like they were just partying, bro. They brought a taco truck and a cake, and they got kicked out. That's fucked up. I could understand if they were like acting hella hyphy and getting crazy. Gunner and Doves. New video. Now I understand. Last time I'd asked what happened to Doves, why made Lush cry. why he was, I guess, canceled or whatever. People are going after him, but I guess it's something about him. I guess it was something about some OG that's in prison said it on that one show. What's that dude's name? I think me and Duvat used to talk about him back in the days. That dude from Texas. I think he's called Texas Prison Stories. I guess he has some like OG dude. And then the OG dude said that he knew Dubs or knew some people that knew Dubs, and I guess he said that those people told him that Dubs was a debriefer or whatever. But you guys know I'm talking about that guy. I think his name is Tim Snow. He kind of talks like this. You know, he kind of sounds like Huckleberry Hound. He's like, I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas Prison Stories. I eat barbecue and biscuits and gravy every night, and this is how I talk. That dude. That dude. I think me and Duvat used to make fun of his accent a long time ago. Remember that? If Duvat's on here. Academics page. Oh, that fool. I never really watched Renegade Media Live. Two Scoops, exactly. That was it. And I guess Two Scoops said that I guess Two Scoop said that Dove was all bad. Again, I don't care. That's none of my business. I'm just saying. So if any of Dove's fans are watching me, I'm not talking shit about Dove. I don't care if he debriefed or getting debriefed or if he was this. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's what they said. You feel me? And but that's what that whole thing was about the new video. You know what I mean? That he was basically no good or whatever is what they're saying. I don't know. I don't care. It's just that's why they're trying to cancel him because they're saying that you feel me? Nah, I never went to prison, so I'm just talking about as a YouTube content creator. Well, you don't make me shit. What you eat don't make me shit, Cuddy. He's 5'2". New video. Yeah, Tim Snow. I like his accent is interesting. Well, I'm over here talking about the prison out here in Texas, and you know, I kind of sound like Huckleberry Hound, but that's just how we talk in Texas. And Two Scoops, you don't really think highly of Dubs, but that's not my problem. I'm not from I'm not from California. Some ribeye. I had ribeye a while back. It's pretty good. There's a place in San Francisco called House of Ribeye. I don't know if anyone's ever eaten there. Boodlebergs. Boodle Richie. Where's El Gooch? I know he's on here somewhere. Wasn't there a barbecue place called Dick's Barbecue? I remember they kind of came and went. Like they had a few of them and then they were gone. Are the Warriors gonna get eliminated tomorrow? Well, fucking Curry got hurt, didn't he? Hog Mogs, grits, and okra with some chitlins on side. Everything Jones. I remember Everything Jones. Hey, Duvat, is there any barbecue places in Marin? I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen one out there. The Giants won too. The Warriors lost Curry, bro. So yeah, they not looking good. The Giants and SF. Who they play tonight? The Giants. Real barbecue is cooked on propane and propane's accessories. The Diamondbacks. Orale. I'm an old school MC. I'm the Mexican E40. Don't you see my hat? Giants played Arizona. Orale. I've always wore Kangos, bro. I wonder if Duvat used to wear Kangos. I've been wearing Kangos since like 95. I never tried the one at the casino. I've been to the one in Oakland before. It's been they got one in West Berkeley too. The minutes I've been there, Everton Jones. Last time I had barbecue was actually in Texas. When I was there last year. Jose Wada, Jake Kawama. Sprinkle me, man. I know. Somebody gave me a Kango hat in '95 when they were popular. Like a homie gave me one, and I don't know. I liked them since. Rock Kango. I still rock them. I got a whole bunch of them. I got like 4 or 5 of them, motherfuckers. Yeah, the one right there on San Pablo. I was by there. I was in Berkeley. Actually, I was hanging out in Berkeley today. Believe it or not, I went up to Telegraph. I bought a couple things up there on Telegraph, and then walked around for a little bit, and then did my mile walk around Telegraph, around Bodig Street, all those little streets back there. And then I bought a T-shirt at Hallmark, which is over there by in West Berkeley, the where they sell all the Ben Davis and all that shit. And then yeah, it was right. I passed by that Everton Jones, perfect for a poet, bohemian, for a beat poet, like a backpacker. You start wearing after J Lo, Jenny from the block, the big Jewish, right? Berkeley or Oakland, some parts of Oakland, like the nice parts of Oakland, or Berkeley for sure, or the university. UC Berkeley. But yeah, man. But yeah, it's not a crazy shit. I'm just on here chilling today, bro. Matzah. Hey, there's a good Jewish deli in Berkeley. It's called Sal's. They're pretty good. It's kind of pricey though, but you could get latkes, you could get matzo ball soup, you could get uh, 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 pretty good pastrami sandwich. It's just really pricey. Me and my Jewish homie went to eat there one time. It was pretty good. I actually know a lot of Jewish people. Let me tell you, bro. I know I don't want to sound like a freaking anti-Semite, and I'm not. But uh, in the Bay Area and in LA, bro, if you're in the music scene, you're gonna be around Jewish people, bro. I play vallenato and I'm around hella Jewish people, bro. So it just comes with the territory, brother. So if you're thinking about getting in music, get used to it. That's all I can tell you, because they for sure gonna be around you. I learned that quickly, bro. Like really quickly. I was like, oh man, it's not a conspiracy theory. But it's probably the same thing with hip hop. It's probably the same thing with rap, with rock. You know what I mean? Exactly, Dubad. That's what I'm saying. They're if you're in music, they're always gonna be around you, bro. I'm not sure. Wasn't Layla Steinberg Jewish? Oh yeah, I remember when you told me about that, Dubad. Nah, I mean, what's up, Joe Mama? Hey, you guys. I don't know why, bro. I'm so retarded, bro. But you guys want to hear a funny story from high school? It's over a show promotion thing. Or whatever. Yeah, if there's any messing with their money, they're gonna sue you. You know who they run with in the pen? You know what? They were Jewish members of the Aryan Brotherhood, I think, bro, at one point. To be really honest with you. But I got a funny high school story. It's hella retarded, though. It's hella retarded. I don't know if you guys want to hear it. Yeah, I heard the same thing. I don't know if you guys want to hear the high school story, Press one if you want to hear the high. It's retarded though. For whatever reason, it came in my head. Press one if you want to hear the retarded high school story. One. It's so retarded, bro. I don't even know why I don't know why I want to say it. It's just so freaking retarded. But I'll tell you. Okay, so when I was in high school, early high school, I think I was a freshman or a sophomore. I used to my window of time to take a shower or take a bath was very small in the morning. So a lot of times I used to take a shower or a bath right when I went to sleep. Like that I could at least still be somewhat clean and just go to school. Sometimes if I woke up a little early, I took a shower in the morning and and so but I used to wake up so all right, Cepeda. So I used to wake up so early to go to school. Sometimes I didn't have a chance to take a shower in the morning. I had to get dressed and go. So usually I would take a shower before I went to sleep. Like that in the morning, I still be somewhat fresh. I just do on some deodorant, cologne or whatever. I'll be good. Some cool water at the time. That was what was popular in the 90s. And then I was out. I was good. So one night I was gonna take a shower, but I got tired and I had to go to sleep, and I didn't want to go to sleep late. And I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go to sleep and I'll take a shower in the morning." I woke up in the morning and I couldn't take a shower because I had to be in school. I was like, "Oh man, all right, whatever." I got dressed, whatever. I went to school. I didn't even call no cool water. I didn't even think about it, bro. So I'm at school. I didn't take a shower the night before. I didn't take a shower in the morning. And then I was in this one class with this one teacher named Mr. Hotel. I remember. I think he was Jewish too. In Sacramento when I was out there, a lot of the teachers were actually Jewish, bro. Now that I think about it, and Mr. Hotel, he was hella cool. He was from Sacramento, but he knew the Bay Area real well, and he went to UC. He was a UC Berkeley graduate. But anyway, I'm in Mr. Hotel's class. I think it was science, and no, I didn't have no cool water on. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Richie. I didn't have anything on. I didn't take a shower. I just went home. I just went to school, and I might have had went to PE, Rich. Now that I think about it, so I'm in class, and I used to have this one friend. He was a black dude. His name was Samuel, and and Samuel was hella cool. I think he was originally from the Bay. I think he was from Richmond, but he had been living in Sac since he was hella young. And then me and Sammy, we were like this, bro. And then and then he looked at me. He's like, I'm like, "What's up, Samuel?" He's like, "Bro, I smell something." I'm like, "What?" And I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't smell anything. And then he was like, he turned around again. He's like, "Bro, you don't smell that?" I said, "What do you mean? I don't smell anything, bro." And then he's like, "Nah, bro, I smell something." I'm like, "Bro, you tripping, bro. I didn't smell anything, bro." So I don't know if he was, I don't know. To this day, I don't know if he was messing around or what. So then he turns around again. He's like, "Bro, it's just this aroma." And he keeps hitting me. I'm like, "I don't know, bro." He's like, "Damn, bro." He's like, "I think I might have to move." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna have to move. It's got aroma, bro." What? So that fool cuts, bro. He moves to another desk. And Mr. Hotel's like, "What's wrong? Why are you moving to another desk?" He's like, "Bro, Oh no, there's this weird aroma over there. Like, oh man, I have no idea if I smelled that bad, bro. I don't think I did, but he smelled something. Oh man, I was hella, I was hella embarrassed, bro, because I personally didn't smell anything, bro. You know what I mean? And that fool was like, "There's an aroma. What's that aroma?" Oh man, I don't even know why I tell that story. It's a retarded story about me. Oh man, I'll never forget that. Oh, what's that aroma? After that, for hella years, when I would see Sam, I was like, "Hey, bro, I smell an aroma." Oh man, not being late. Well, at the time, do bad. I had kind of been messing up in school, so I was trying. I wanted to graduate, so I kind of started caring more. But at first, yeah, I was kind of like I didn't care, bro. I was skipping classes. I was coming in late. I was missing classes. So then I started trying to improve it a little better because I wanted to graduate. But that I don't know if you guys found that aroma story funny, but that shit was hella funny, bro. When I think back on it, that shit was funny as fuck, bro. Samuel, I wish he was on here. That shit was hella funny. Like straight, man. Nah, I don't think so. I think it was just funk and sweat. That fool was like, what's that aroma? He's like, I just smell this aroma. I'm like, I don't know. He told the teacher there's this weird aroma over there. Oh man. I remember Samuel had a twin brother. I think his name was Emmanuel. Oh, Samuel and Emmanuel. Yeah, they were cool. I think they were both originally from Richmond, from the Bay, but they had been living in Sac for hella years. The aroma. Oh man, Coolio, what's up? I went home into the shower hella quick, bro. Bro, one time someone stole my. I never told you guys this one, bro. This one's fucked up, bro. And it was cold outside. One time, some motherfucker stole my clothes from my locker, bro. I don't know how they got into my locker in PE, bro, and left me in shorts, bro. And it was cold as fuck outside, bro. I was hella mad, bro. My mom came to the office and cussed him out, bro. I was in PE. I remember I had this brand new A sweater, bro. It was nice, Oakland A sweater. And I think I was wearing some 501s. That too, bro. I'll tell you that one too. So I had this A sweater and I had these 501s. And you know, when in PE, I don't know how it was in your high school, but in my high school, you had to change and put your clothes in the locker for PE and go into your PE clothes. So I put my clothes in my locker, I put my lock, you know what I mean? I went to, and it was cold that day. Yeah, I was in Sacramento. I went to high school in Sacramento, bro. And then I'll tell you that story too, shortcuts. So, I put my lock on. I think I had a combination lock at the time, unless I didn't put it on right. Maybe I slipped and didn't put it. I don't know. I could have sworn I locked it. I went to do my PE thing, and that's back when I was in shape, bro. I was skinny. I wasn't fat. I think my pant size at the time were probably like a 33 or a 34. I was like skinny back then. And then uh um so I went to do my thing. And then when I came back, I seen the lock was open. And I was looking like, The locker was open, and I was like, damn, where's my clothes at? I thought I was tripping for a minute. I thought maybe I was at the wrong locker. So I looked around like, wait a minute, this has to be the right one. And I didn't see my lock anywhere. And them motherfuckers, bro, I don't know how they broke the lock, or maybe I didn't lock it right. But they stole my motherfucking clothes, bro. And it was cold as fuck outside. I had to go. I went home. I went straight home, bro. I told the teacher, you know what, fuck this. I'm going home. I walked home. I didn't come back to school that day. My mom got hella mad. She came back and cussed them out. I was trying for continuation. I never got to go. They tried to put me in a continuation school, and I said, fuck no. But yeah, man, that was messed up, bro. And then yeah, that happened to me too. The stupid ass Dickies incident. So I had a pair of green Dickies, dope, dope Dickies, bro. I always liked the green ones. Not they weren't the olive green ones. They were the kind of like the shirt, kind of like the light green ones. And they were dope. I remember I used to wear them with my Nike Cortez, and I had just bought them, bro. And those were hard to find back then. They didn't sell them everywhere. You had to really find a place that had them. They weren't like Dickies that you could just get anywhere. You had to go to like a work store or something where they had them. And then and then back then, yeah, that's what I'm telling you right now. 2004, I'm getting to that. So back then when we used to wash our clothes, we used to hang them in the back outside to dry. Sometimes in the front yard, and sometimes in the backyard. And I think this time I left them in the front yard, and then I never seen them again. And I didn't know what had happened to them. I didn't know if maybe my mom had grabbed them, because my mom would sometimes grab the clothes that was drying and bring it in. So I asked my mom, hey, did you grab my pants, the ones I put outside drying? She's like, I don't remember. She's like, I might have. And I'm like, and I looked around, I couldn't find them. I looked everywhere. I was like, where are they? So I'm like, damn, that sucks. And then there was this one dude. I think he was one of the dudes that used to say Poodle Bass. And all of a sudden, he had a new pair of green Dickies. And I'm like, damn, I like those are cool. Those are like the ones I have. He's like, oh yeah, they're dope, huh? I'm like, yeah. And then and then I didn't know. I put two and two together much later. I'm like, I wonder if that fool stole my Dickies. Because what a coincidence that I lost those, and then he was wearing them all of a sudden. So yeah, we were poor at the time, so it wasn't like I could go back and buy another pair. Now I can. Dickies are what, like $20, but back then, Dickies were like $15. But no, actually, if they were specialty, they were more. And I was poor. I couldn't just go buy. My mom couldn't just go buy me another pair. You know. Yeah, he lived like a block down from me. But to be honest with you, I don't know if he actually stole them. I'm just going by guess assumption. Do it, Madison movement. And now I'm making money off Poodle Bass, and he's probably not. So fuck him. He could have been, bro. Again, it could have been. I can't say for sure it was, but it points at him. Yeah, but the aroma smell, that shit was the aroma story. I mean, that was funny, huh? The aroma. That was hella funny. That fool was like, there's an aroma. Where's that coming from? Uh, yeah, we had a few of those guys that used to wear heavy metal shirts. Nah, I never seen anyone rocking it, bro, that I could remember. I don't know what happened to it, bro. I don't even, I'm thinking unless I didn't lock it right, could have been that. I didn't double check it. I just assumed I locked it. That's probably what happened. I mean, if there were so many kids there, bro, if they did wear it, it probably wasn't someone I knew. I doubt it, but it could have been some random person. I probably never seen them again. Chimo said, "Oh yeah, Jaime Escalante used to teach at that school. I told you guys that before. It can be. Yeah, man. It was interesting, bro. I could tell you, even though it was Sacramento, bro, it was a kind of a messed up school, bro, where I went. I was cold back then. Some kid stole my phone from me back in the days. Damn, that sucks. I mean, I never had no one rob me. You know what I mean? Like straight up be like, I'm taking your shit. But it was more like it was backhanded shit. You know? Shit, we didn't have phones in my high school days. That shit didn't even exist yet. But I'm sure if it would have, phones would have been stolen. Continuation school, it was all chola, some skaters, metalheads, outcasts, motherfuckers, fights, coming cup. Your V card. I was at they tried to put me in a continuation school in Sacramento called American Legion. I remember it looked like a fucking jail. I said, I'm not coming here. This fucking shit looks depressing. I said it's either I drop out of school and continue in adult school or no school. So because I actually fought my rights, bro, they kept me in high school. They thought I was just some dumb Mexican that was gonna let them just throw me in there in continuation. There was a lot of metalheads at the school where I went, but they were mostly white, most of them. I could have fucked a few metalhead chicks too, bro. I was such a fucking idiot back then. That's one regret I have from high school. I used to know these metalhead chicks, and they used to flirt with me all the time, bro. And I could have, and I didn't because I was stupid, bro. But oh well. That's water under the bridge. You hear AC was off Butterhood? No, just went on his show. Yeah, many. That was a while ago, wasn't it? I went to East San Jose Continuation School. They thought you were slow, right? Now that was in Oakland where they thought I was slow. Shit, if I went to Continuation, I would have been a hardcore criminal. I had a friend that would drop off in the morning. But AC did have Nortez. Yeah, he had those fools. Yeah, it was called American Legion. It was just a continuation school. She said it again. Haters World 2 days ago. He's still dwelling over there. Well, didn't he have like Gold Toes and Sir Dino and all them? So what's he crying about? Car. I knew a couple of cuties that went to continuation school when I was a youngster. Continuation. What was the continuation school in Oakland? It was called Dewey, wasn't it? Yeah, Dewey. Because everyone, dumbass brother, went there. Is that where you went shortcuts? Nah. Calvin. Continuation schools, yeah. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That is one regret I have in school, in high school, bro. I remember I became friends. I had a lot of like them little rocker like chicks in my classes, bro. Some were cute. Some of them had some nice bodies too. And they used to flirt with me all the time, bro. And I don't know why. I'm a little cholico kid back then, bro. And they're like these fucking like heavy metal chicks, and they used to fucking flirt with me hard, bro. And I was on a whole like I wanted Latina, I wanted Chicana the trip at that time. So I wouldn't even pay attention to them, bro. And that's just one regret I have, bro. Nah, I wasn't scared. I was retarded, bro. That's just basically because I wasn't scared of Latinas, bro. If I met a Latina, I was going in, but yeah, bro. That's one regret. And now when I think, I'm like, damn. When I think back at a couple of them, I was like, damn, I could have. Uh, I could remember one named Rose. Oh, she had a nice booty, bro. The white girl. I'm like, God, I should have fucked her. What the fuck was wrong with me? But yeah, that's one. I would say if there's one regret in high school I had was that. I can't remember if she had big tits. I just remember she had a nice ass. She always wore like these tight jeans all the time. They weren't goths really. They were more like nah. The goth thing didn't come till a little later. They were more like heavy metal chicks, kind of like just like white girls, bro. They just would wear like it's hard to explain how they would dress. They would wear like black t-shirts with maybe like a heavy metal group name on it. They would wear like tight jeans. They kind of look good, bro. They didn't look all crazy like rocker, like goth chicks. They would just look. They looked like regular white girls. They just used to wear like heavy metal shirts and stuff like that. Some of them used to dress sexy too. I remember some of them used to wear like little booty shorts and shit. Yeah, they didn't really have goth chicks yet when I was a teenager. If they did, I don't remember seeing them, bro. Oh no, where's Dave? I'm surprised he's not on here. Like Alanis Morissette, maybe. Oh, and a lot of I remember some of them started dressing in like that grunge style too. Yeah. Some of them were wearing like the grunge style, like the tight jeans with like a panel pin. That was a big thing too. I remember with a lot of those white girls. In the 90s, when IE was growing up, white women didn't have ass whatsoever. Yeah, some of them didn't. Some did though. It was kind of a mixture because I knew some white girls that had booty when I was in high school. Which I know, huh? Well, goth when I was a teenager, Joe Mama, they used to wear like when they started having them, they used to wear the baggy pants, like the what are those pants called? Those big ass pants that they used to wear in the late '90s. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the name. Marilyn Manson. Yeah, he was he. I don't even know if he was around yet when I was in high school. I know who Fish is. I've heard of that group. Aren't they like a jam band, like the Grateful Dead? Jankos. There you go. Thank you. They used to wear like Janko type. The goths that I remember. Yeah, skinny jeans. That came much later, bro. There wasn't no such thing. The only thing I always tell people, and maybe shortcuts might remember this, or anyone who's my age, Dubad might remember it. Uh, in the late '80s, early '90s, no one really wore baggy, but they didn't wear skinny either. It was kind of like fitted. I remember that was like the thing. Everyone wore like fitted clothes. Like in the late '80s, early '90s, everybody like the gangsters, the regular people. That was just that's what I remember. And then like mid '90s is when all the baggy ass balloony clothes started coming out. Yeah, here in the Bay Area for sure, Joe Mama. I start seeing a lot of people wearing baggy clothes all the time. The teenagers they're wearing baggy clothes a lot. Yeah, like 501s and all that stuff. I remember fools wearing Lee jeans. Remember that? I remember those are era one. I never liked those though. Late '90s. Yeah, the 550, the silver tabs. That was like mid '90s when I started noticing the baggy Ben Davis and Dickies and shit like that. Jerk not the Lee dungarees, the old school Lees, the ones that look kind of like 501s. I remember people used to wear those in the '80s and in the early '90s. I never liked them though. They were never my style. 50 Cent. Yeah, that was like late '90s, early 2000s. Oh yeah, I remember that Julio Solorio when a lot of cholos and black dudes were wearing Dockers here in the Bay. That was a Bay Area thing. I remember that. That was like the mid '90s, like Dockers and Tommy Hilfiger. If you had money, Tommy Hilfiger and Eddie Bauer. I remember that. That was a big trend for a minute. I remember even some cholos I knew you started dressing like that. Bugle, I had Bugle boys when I was a little kid. I remember my mom bought me some at uh at at Mervin's. At the Mervin's, I remember at the Mervin's in San Lorenzo, the old one. Some Bugle boys. Remember those stupid commercials? Uh, Excuse me, sir. Are you wearing Bugle boys? Yes, I am, ma'am. Bell bottoms. I didn't have bell bottoms were dead by the time I was in high school. I remember the females started wearing bell bottoms like in the mid '90s. It became a very big trend with females. Bugle boys. I remember those pants. They used to sell them at Mervin's, I remember. I don't know if that was a brand from Mervin's, but I remember that's where they were popular. That was back in the days. So yeah, yo. Jeez, I got Jesus sandals on right now. They're comfortable. I wear them around the house. See, look, I'll show you. I don't know if you can consider these Jesus shoes, but they're sandals. They're really comfortable. They're Birkenstocks. I bought them at the Segunda a few years ago, and they've lasted. I have a couple pairs of Huaraches, but I don't wear them as much. Sometimes I had a pretty dope South Pole shirt when I was younger. But yeah, yo, what's up? Why not? How you been, bro? Long time no see. The Rich Town in the house. I'm just chilling, just doing my live with Jay, talking mess. Yeah, I used to work with my solo shirt from the flea market. I had a couple of those when I was young. I ain't gonna lie. When I was hella young. Plug. I don't know. I invited him to come in. I haven't seen him on here in a minute. I always invite him to the lives. Yeah, I had a couple of pairs of fake Jordans. I think everyone had those at one point. Why you say that? Why not? You feel this live already happened before? Has the world ever made sense? Hey, shortcuts. Do you? I'm curious. I'm gonna ask you this question because you're about my age. Do you remember Jordans being very popular in the early '90s? Like I remember hearing about them. I kind of remember hearing like people getting robbed for them, kind of, but I never knew anyone who had any. The only person I knew who had a pair was my brother had some, but I don't know. I don't remember a big hype about them when I was in high school that much. I started seeing them more in the late. Well, yeah, exactly. Why not? I started hearing more about them in the late '90s when everyone started making a big deal. But in the early '90s, I do remember hearing about them. I'm not gonna say they weren't around, but I don't remember people making a big deal about them. Baller School, yeah, yeah, they were hell expensive. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I remember my brother had a pair of Jordans. That was like the first time I'd ever seen Jordans. My brother had a pair. I think he might have the Jordan 5, maybe. Those were the only. I didn't own a pair of Jordans myself till like, yeah, like the late '90s, early 2000s. I bought a pair just for the fuck of it. I do remember this one Chicano dude in high school. He had the Jordan. This one dude I used to know, he had the Jordan. I had him. And later on in life, I think they were the Jordan 7s, I think. Whichever Jordans came out in 94, 95, that era. Cortez. Yeah, I had the 14s. I had the 13s too. I had the whole collection. Don't swallow it. Hey, why not? I always tell fools, you might agree with me too. The fools in the Bay were wearing Nike Cortez way before LA were. Because I remember seeing them in Oakland in the late '80s, like mid and late '80s, bro. And then later on, I started noticing everyone in LA and other places wearing them. But I seen them first here in the Bay. Yeah, I wore Cortez too, and I never got hit up. I still got a pair of old Cortez somewhere. A wife beater. I never liked wife beaters. I never really wore those. I had a couple of them, and I didn't like them. They were kind of uncomfortable, especially if you wore them over a shirt. I don't know. Those sneakers. I remember I had some Velcro strap sneakers when I was hella little. Yeah, I had a pair of Nike Cortez. I don't remember ever getting really hit up by wearing them. You know what, Joe Mama? I never got into the K Swisses, but I do remember when fools used to wear them. For some reason, I never got into those. I never bought a pair of K Swisses, but I do remember what they were popular for sure. Pro Wings. Oh man, those fucking things, bro, were horrible. Ben Davis for sure is from the Bay. What's up, Ron Garcia? Wife beater. Yeah, now Pro Wings, bro, those things wouldn't even last you a week, bro, and they start falling apart. Especially us little kids, and we were like running around everywhere on our bikes and shit, running around the hood. It was like I told my mom, man, I don't want no more Pro Wings because these things fall apart hella quickly. So my mom saved some money and bought me some expensive shoes that won't rip apart hella easily. XK's 900s. Chanclas. No, but I did have a pair of Pro Wings, bro. And they fell apart like within a week or two after getting them. You know, because I was an active kid when I was little. Yeah, I had a couple Fat Farm. Yeah, I had some Fat Farm pants. Oh yeah, my homie had the Birdman lugs. I had lugs. I wore lugs a lot like in the late '90s. I had a few pairs of lugs. Yeah, Fat Farm was popular. Rockaware was popular. Fubu was popular. Sean John, even though that's the Diddlers brand. Lugs. Remember those one shoes that looked like wallabies were popular too. I think Lugs used to make them as well. I don't know if you guys know which ones I'm talking about. Shoes were hella comfortable. S. Carter's. I think I remember those. The classroom was the shit out of them. Heelys. I remember my little nephew used to wear those. I never got into the Tims. They look uncomfortable. Yeah, the Birdmans were kind of cool because I remember my homie had a pair and they were pretty dope. I never got a pair. You know where my homie bought them shortcuts? He bought them at a Durant Square, believe it or not. The Birdman lugs. Where are the Curry 2s, but I love the Curry 1s. I have the Curry 4s. No, Curry 3s, Curry 4s, I think. Flow throws. The black lug. Yeah, I had a pair of black lugs too. Yeah, Durant Square in Oakland. My homie bought a pair of Birdmans back in the days. Who remembers when fools around Oakland were wearing them bowling looking shoes? I think they were made by a by a brand called Steve Madden's. Who remembers those? I remember those were popular for a minute in Oakland, like early 2000s. There's a K Swiss, yeah. I never got into K Swiss that much, bro. To be really honest with you, but who remembers those? They were like these weird looking shoes. They kind of look kind of like some wannabe Nike Cortez kind of. They were called Steve Madden's, and they look kind of like bowling shoes, kind of. They were trippy looking. LA Gear. I had a pair of LA Gears when I was hella young. My mom bought me a pair when I was in like sixth grade or something. Went on boat. I remember those. I remember when the boat shoes. I was hella. But boat shoes were popular when I was little. Yeah, I remember Fila's. I don't know if they were popular with Backstreet Boys, but I remember they were definitely popular when I was in high school. with the lights. Now, I didn't have the ones with the lights, but I did have a pair of LA Gears when I was hella little. They were kind of nice, actually. Oh, yeah, BKs. I remember those. Troop. Of course, you got to remember Troop and Lottos. That was around that time, too. What about those Reebok pumps? Did anybody ever have those? Man, I was little called Blind. Blind? I don't remember that brand. I might have seen it. Stacy's. Really? I remember a lot of people wearing feelers when I was in high school. Blind, bro. Hello, Cuz Rock. Helios or Heel something. They all had the, yeah, the Heelys. My nephew used to do that. Y las botas de cuero para banda. Yeah, that was the quebraditos. He used to wear that. You know what? I don't think I ever owned a pair of feelers, bro, that I could remember. I think I was gonna buy a pair that I like, and I could not find them anywhere in my size. There was this one pair I do remember I used to like, and I could not find them anywhere in my size. And then I just gave up. I didn't really like feelers that much. They were popular though when I was in high school. I remember my homie had a pair of feelers. PF Flyers. It's like the ones that came out like in the 2010s. They kind of look like Jordan 1s, right? Yeah, I had a lot of pair. I've had a lot of pair of Adidas over the years. I used to rock Pumas too. Never had K Swisses, like I said. In high school, I had a couple of pairs of Pumas, Dr. Martens. I remember those were popular, bro. I know those like those rocker chicks used to wear those Doc Martens. Big tall guy. I always wanted some G Unit shoes, but those fucking expensive. I had a pair of pants. They had a fucking Pro Wings. Them things were trash. They used to fall apart hella easily. PF Flyers. Hold on, let me look them up. I remember the name. I just can't picture what they look like for some weird reason. My mind's drawing a blank. Oh, okay. I think I've seen these before. They kind of look like Chucks. Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing those. I had a few pairs of Chucks when I was younger. Everybody wore Chucks. It's still warm in the '90s too. When I was a teenager, they were still pretty popular. Flat French though. Yeah, Chucks are kind of timeless, bro. People always wear them. Or I don't know if they wear them a lot now, but I definitely from time to time will see people wearing them. I used to have a few pairs when I was in high school. I remember I had a burgundy pair and I had a like the cream colored pair of the Chucks. Chucks because I'm low on Brooks. You know what I never liked, but got popular right when I got out of high school? Vans. Yeah, I never got into Vans. I never owned a pair. I had a pair of shoes that kind of looked like Vans in high school. They were a Converse, but they looked sort of like Vans. I remember I bought them because they were like on sale, and I needed some shoes at the time when I was growing up. Yeah, power lines. Oh yeah, I remember that. When I was in high school, the only people that really wore Vans that I remember were like skaters. They used to mostly wear Vans. At least when I was in high school, that was like a skater shoe kind of. Really, I've never even owned Vans, bro. So I didn't even know that. Black Air Knights. Cool off Brian Cortez. Nah, I probably seen something like it. Which Air Nikes? Because there's so many different Air Nikes. Florsheim, I remember that brand. Are you talking about the Nike Air Max? Or are you talking about which ones? Little fanny pack. My grandma was a pair of Cadillac Escalade shoes and drove an F-50. I don't remember the Cadillac Escalade shoes. Checks over Vans. Dave ain't on here today. I ain't seen him on here though. But yeah, I'm about to tap out a little bit. Just if the check it had a crown catalog. Shit, I'll take it before that. I remember Montgomery Ward's catalog and the Sears catalog. Super on the side. I remember those stupid boots. Ed ran wild to bring back memories. I remember that. Maybe I ain't seen him on here though. Yeah, I remember those stupid boots that had zippers on the side. Like females used to wear those a lot in the '90s. They were like hoochie boots, weren't they? Shorts. I remember those stupid shorts. Novelas. Novelas were so cheesy. The acting was horrible. I remember one time I was watching a novela and they threw a dude over a building. You could tell it was a dummy. Like literally, they didn't even try hard to make it look like the actual victim. It was just like a sandbag with arms. I was like, with no clothes on. I was like, wow, they didn't even try. My mom used to like that stupid show, Caso de la Vida Real. Yeah, I remember another time me and my mom were watching a novela, and uh, and I remember there was a police car chasing. I think I showed you that shortcuts, and the police were chasing the police car, or the police were chasing the car, and then the cop took one shot at the car, and the car blew up into flames. I'm like, that's so fake. I remember that shit had me laughing though, because it just looked so fucking fake. Horoscope, Terminal Reels. Yeah, I know realize used to have horrible acting. The music always sounded like porn music, didn't it? Premio Mayor. I think I remember that. Senorita Laura. I remember that stupid show. That was that Peruvian lady, wasn't it? ¿Qué pasa, el desgraciado? No, I remember Premio Mayor. That was like way back in the days. There was that stupid novela called Dos Mujeres Un Camino with Eric Estrada. You guys remember that? You guys are old enough to remember that? That was like early 90s. That stupid song, Dos Mujeres Un Camino. Johnny Canales, give it away. Oh God, I remember one time I went to the stupid quinceañera. I didn't even want to be there, bro. Some fucking paisas invited me, and I was like, I don't want to go to this shit. And they had some band playing. And bro, why the band start playing Dos Mujeres Un Camino? I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. This is gay. I was growing up, me and my family used to shop at Sears original. Yeah, Sears are gone for the most time. Oh yeah, BB got done. She was cute at her time. She's probably old now. Caballo Negro. I never was into Flaco Jimenez's music that much. I know who he is though. Laura Leon, old ass. She looked old even back then. I'm sure now she's probably ancient. Canoga Park. We used to have Montgomery wards out here too. Damn, so for 2001, I'm surprised you remember Montgomery wards. That's way back in the days. Sofia Vergara, yeah. When she was on that stupid show, Don Francisco. What was the name of the show she used to be on? I forget the name of it. She used to be on a show back in the days. Sofia Vergara. What was the name of that one stupid show that was like hella ghetto and it was like was it Fuera de Serie? India Maria. What was the name of that stupid show that was like a wannabe Jerry Springer? And they would have like cholos and shit on there fighting. What the hell was the name of that show? I know somebody's gonna remember it. It was like a Spanish version of a Jerry. Was it Lente Loco? Was that what it's called? This one's called something else. Que locura? I can't remember the name of it, bro. Yeah, Jose Luis Sin Censura. That's the name. That stupid show. Christina, I remember her. The show that Christina. Jose Luis Sin Censura. I remember that. They were always fighting over tortas and shit. That shit was hella funny. Yeah, it was hella funny. I think I remember Lente Loco. Nah, but the one I'm talking about was like a wannabe Jerry Springer. It was like a talk show. And they would have like cholos and 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 like tortas, and they would be fighting each other over a boyfriend, like just like Jerry Springer, bro. That was stupid. Lente Loco. Yeah, I remember that show. That was hella back in the days. All right, y'all. I'm about to tap out in a minute. Just got on tonight just to do a live and just bullshit with y'all. To live at Canoga Park. Christina had Selena on one time and had her do a spawn. Ocurrió así. I don't know if I remember that one. Sounds familiar. I just can't remember it. What was it about? I used to listen to both back in the days. Not anymore. When I was a youngster, I remember 107 and Cameo. Oh yeah, I remember Eugenio Derbez. I remember when Wild 107 was when it was KSOL before it was 107. Wild 107. Enrique Gratas. Who's that? Real Why not? Del Best en cuando. I remember that dude, Eugenio Derbez. Guareja. I don't remember that one. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna tap out. I'm tired. I've actually been going. Oh yeah, I remember that when there was a rock station when I was really little, and they used to have like posters all around, like billboards with a camel on it. I remember that. That was way back in the days. I was a little kid, bro. What about that other? Remember that Brazilian chick that used to have a child show? Her name was Xuxa. Who remembers that? No, 107 was KSOL. KML was Camel. It was a rock station, and KSOL was the one that became was 107.7, and then it later became Wild 107, and then later 94.9. Yeah, I'm gonna rub one out. Shusha, yeah. There was another one too. Remember? And she deleted herself. Remember that? She was a like a Shusha type of show. I remember, but I can't remember the name of her. How many? Not very many. A few did. 95.5. I don't remember that one. Which one was it? 95.5. I'm sure there might have been a radio station. Oh shit. Gloria Trevi. But yeah, yo, it's about that time. Shusha. Yeah, but there was a no, there was another one too. She was like a wannabe Shusha, and she ended up committing suicide. All right, 2004. I can't remember her name. I just remember she deleted herself. You know what? For some weird reason, I want to say her name was Nube Luz. I want to say. I think she was from somewhere in South America too. Like Shusha. I think Shusha was from Brazil. All right, fool. Who did? Oh, well, you're in fucking Atlanta, bro. You're in Georgia. That's like a very conservative state. Kalos 1995.5. Who remember the stupid Spanish radio station called La Secta? Does anybody remember that? I remember they had it in Sac and they had it in the Bay Area too. I think it was like 92.1 or something like that. La Secta. He's on the blade. You guys remember that dumb radio station? La Secta. With Violin Sotelo. Stereo Soul. Yeah, I remember Stereo Soul too. And I remember the other one. What's it called? Like Ande Diez Diez. If you're old, you remember that one. My dad was on like Ande Diez Diez a couple times performing. But hey, I'm gonna tap out myself. I'm really tired. I'm probably gonna sleep. El Cucuy en la mañana. Oh yeah, I remember El Cucuy. But hey, man, you guys be safe. I just tapped in today. I didn't really have a lot of, anything news related to talk about like I normally do on my live with Jays. I just more or less came to chill at like 100 is yes and just joke around. Hopefully, you guys like the aroma story. I don't know if you guys thought that stupid story was funny, but I thought it was looking back on it. But the aroma. But hey, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys be safe. Why not shortcuts? Chris Green, my Joe Mama, Ron Garcia, the other dude that was on here. I can't remember his name. Adrian Channel, Joe Mama, and everybody else. Why not be safe out there in Georgia? Well, pues, I'm out. You guys be safe, like.